Welcome to my channel. This is Mario Lloyd, also known as Real Estate Guru PK. On this channel, we talk about my real estate endeavors. We also have the top real estate producers and the top entrepreneurs in the country. Be sure to click the link below with Justin P with his Support Black Colleges marketing course. Also with Jason White's Crack the Code affiliate link, click that below as well. Also to support the channel, Webull, M1 Finance, Chase, Discover, Robinhood, and Public, a stock trading app. We hope you enjoyed this episode. This is Real Estate Guru PK signing up. How y'all doing? Welcome to another episode. We got two special guests. Y'all came from Dallas.
For sure.
Yes.
What's up, baby?
How you fellas doing today?
Man, doing well, man. How
Good.
about you, man?
I've been doing good.
Better than them kicks. Them kicks is clean. These kicks are king. These kicks is clean, baby.
Thank you.
Things shining.
Thank you, sir.
Yes, sir.
What part of Dallas y'all from?
I'm from Plano.
Plano,
From Richardson.
Yeah.
Richardson, okay.
Yeah.
It's pretty much the same area.
Now I gotta ask this
From
question,
Dallas.
man, because
Oh,
we
here
gotta
we
ask
go.
this question before in an earlier podcast. What city's better, H-Town or D-Town?
I mean, I'm biased. I'm really biased. So I'm gonna say
Houston,
all
Texas,
day.
man.
You say
Houston,
Houston all
Texas.
day.
Y'all know that.
Come on, man. Man, y'all chopped
I mean,
the
my daughter
screws,
live up
man.
there. That's so it's got a special place in my heart.
So come on, man.
It's H-Town, man.
I just left the Starbucks, man, down the street, man, and there's no place to sit down at all. It's like you're going in like it's a drive-through. What Starbucks there's no place to sit down?
But that's a downtown Starbucks.
Yeah.
It's not in the city.
Every downtown Starbucks in Dallas, you sit down.
But in downtown, you got to like pay for parking, so it kind of defeats the purpose if you know what I'm saying.
It's Starbucks, bruh. It's Starbucks, man.
I don't.
And tell them about.
Well, then, yeah,
pay meter.
we were trying to pay to park, so we go down
Mhm.
there and we go up to the payment meter and put in your license plate,
Mm.
and then it's in Vietnamese.
Uh,
The instructions, like we don't even
Come
know what to
on,
do.
bruh.
We're like, what
Come
is
on,
this?
man.
Now we're
Come on.
supposed.
I think
Houston,
I'm like,
we got
I
a
can't-
problem, y'all.
I think y'all asked. I think because it tells you English or it gives you like a list. I
No,
think y'all
No,
asked
it
the
did.
numbers.
No,
It just said enter the number.
No,
Yeah.
sir. No, sir. Yeah, we got a
At least
problem.
this one didn't. Maybe this one had a mouth.
Come on, man. It's D-Town all day long, baby. We got 5 on you. We got 5 on them. We got 5 of them. You got 5 of them. Come on now. 5 rings. Come on.
Oh, Cowboy. Oh, I'm a Cowboy fan. For sure.
my man,
100%.
you come on,
You already-
come on,
you
come on.
already-
You good, baby. You good. He got Dallas Mavericks.
Yes, sir.
I mean, you good, brother. Okay. We good. Everything is straight. Now, everything's
sir.
straight. Go ahead, yo.
Okay, so we're talking about the guns y'all making a killing on.
For sure.
But I usually ask my guests how they got started in
Okay.
entrepreneurship. So
Guns, what guns? I mean, interrupt you. What guns we talking about?
Ammo.
Oh,
business.
ammo. Okay, ammo.
Yeah.
Okay,
We're gonna talk about all that, man. All that.
Okay. Sorry, but yeah.
How I got started in real estate, man, is when I was 17 years old.
17.
My Uncle Gary, he still lives to this day, said, hey, he introduced me to a term called passive income. And I said, Unc, what is that? He said, something that you do one time, but you get paid over and over again. I said, why am I going to college? I want to know how to do that. And so I began studying business models that generate a passive or residual income, stumbled onto real estate. So I said, what business titans actually own real estate? Jerry Jones, Robert Kraft, Sean Puffy Combs, all down there with the black, white, Hispanic, all moguls actually had real estate. So I said, oh, okay. So my first deal I did, I made $3,500. I was in college. So in college, that's a big deal. So drinks were on me that night. And then the second good deal, I made $10,000 that paid for my wedding. So that money was gone. And then the third one, I made $26,000 and so on and so forth. Now I own multi-million dollars worth of real estate nationwide.
So how many doors you have?
100 plus.
100 plus?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, easy.
Okay.
It's apartment complexes, single-family residence, SFRs. I do a lot of new construction. I acquire a lot of apartments, B minus, B plus, and then increase it up to A minus, which is fine. So I like to buy below wholesale. Because of inflation right now, I don't think it's wise for me to pass on the cost to the consumers because consumers will bring me the bag. So I thought it would be wiser for me to be more of a negotiation hawk. And so now I negotiate to where I buy properties well below wholesale and I take home cash when I close each and every transaction.
Okay.
Do you deal with hustlers when you acquire real estate?
It depends on the deal, sure. Yes. So
Okay.
But that's me, brother. That's me.
You, sir?
Oh yeah. So I got in. Went down the entrepreneurial path when I was pretty young. My early 20s. Had some good mentors along the way. most recently, before our current venture, we'd started a hemp business. We were kind of getting into that hemp CBD, the deltas, all that space. We were doing that 5-6 years ago before there was one everywhere. Sold that company after less than 2 years to Pubco up in New York. And then I just did consulting work for them. And then Ladale and I were introduced through some of his political aspirations.
Yeah.
That's how we met. And the hemp space took us down a path into AI automated retail, kind of the direction that's going.
Yeah.
We had stores coming to us looking for a solution for selling ammunition in grocery stores.
Yeah.
Specifically. And so, in grocery stores.
Yeah.
Like HEB?
Yeah.
Yeah. In this case, these are smaller regional grocery
Family
stores, smaller
Dollar?
towns. Yeah.
Yeah, Family Dollar.
yeah.
College Road, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so no, but you're thinking right.
You thinking right, brother?
We have about 300 store locations now,
Okay.
and waiting for machines. But anyway, that's how I reached
We
out
met.
to Ladale and said, "Hey, man, we got to take a look at this deal."
Yeah, he came into my house. He called me. He said, "Yo, Dale, man, I got to holler at you about something, man." I'm like,
Yeah.
"What, bro?" I get pitched every single day because I own a private equity company as well.
Okay.
He said, "Man, I got to show it to you, man. It's AI powered." I was like, "What?" So he got into the car, drive over to my house, and I said, "Man, show me what's going on." He showed me the deck, and I said, "Wait a minute, this is crazy. AI powered, unattended vending machine that sells ammo in grocery stores." So I said, "Wait a minute, this is grocery stores. Like, come on now."
Yeah.
He said, "Well, Dale, what actually happened is these grocery stores, the 4 biggest independently owned grocery stores in the Southwest United States, called and said, 'Hey, we have an appetite from our consumers that don't want to drive 2 or 3 hours to get ammo.'" And we said, "Hey, would you guys be okay with us actually selling ammo in the grocery store?" They said, "Heck yeah, no problem with it at all." So I told them, I said, "Well, guys, why you need us? You got the stores. Why don't you do it?" They said, "Well, Adele, we're not in the ammo business. We're in the grocery business." I said, "I got it." So I made a couple phone calls to individuals that I knew because I'm not a gun enthusiast. I'm a business guy. And so I called Matt Sapala, a good friend of mine, Jason Hanna, and James Case. And I asked them, "Guys, do you think it's a good idea?" And they said, "Adele, if you don't invest in this, you'll be a moron to do this because I believe this is a $1 billion baby."
It sounds like it.
Yeah. So that's how
I see it.
we got into it, man. And right now it's blowing up like crazy right now. It's
You say
crazy.
the 4 biggest grocers in the
Well,
Independently
independent
in
regional.
the
you
region.
talking
in the
like
region.
Kroger, Publix,
No. We're
No, not
talking.
them.
Now these are going to be like
Piggly Wiggly,
Yeah, like a Piggly
Piggly Wiggly,
or a
Fresh Value.
Brookshire,
Rite Aid.
Brookshire's,
Mhm.
stuff
Rite Aid,
that.
Brookshire's,
Yeah,
okay.
those kind.
So mostly like mainly the southeastern region
Correct.
of the United States.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. In this space, like Alabama, Fresh
Mhm.
Value,
Mhm.
Super C up in Oklahoma.
Mhm.
Yeah, so those are where we're at right now. So we've got 2 in Oklahoma, 4 in Oklahoma, 2 in Alabama,
Okay.
right? And then we've got people waiting in about 7 more states.
Four states. Okay. So we talking like Mississippi, Louisiana.
Mississippi, Louisiana, Texas,
Mhm.
Missouri, Tennessee, Indiana, Michigan, Washington State.
Mhm.
And this is just ammo, it's not
Just
Yeah,
ammo.
ammo.
So
Just
yeah,
ammo.
you imagine like like you go into the movie theater and the large Coke machines,
Mhm.
kind of mix. What it looks like that. It's got a big touch screen on it.
Mhm.
You just engage with it. Scans your driver's license, does a facial recognition, matches you to your license.
Mhm.
Put your ammo down and just in a slot. You just pull it out and go,
Just like that.
just like that.
Man.
Wow.
Oh yeah.
Just like that.
Yeah,
That's
like
big
that.
dog
It's a lot more secure than going to a big box store because, as you know, you walk into a Cabela's or a Dick's or a Shields. What happens? You walk in and it's just sitting there like candy.
Mhm.
Just get it and you walk out.
Walk out, yeah.
And so I know Grant sent me a text message. He actually went to a Shields. He said, "I want to see what's going on."
Mhm.
He walked over to the ammo section and there was
Mhm.
boxes open and a couple of shells out. People just got a couple shells and walked out. So there was no security
They
there.
just
at
took
all.
them out the box.
Yes. And a lot of those big box stores
Mhm.
really are beginning to kind of not really sell a lot of that ammo because a lot of their manpower is been devoted to a lot of ammo. Well, the lion's share of their sales come from firearms. And we said, "Oh, okay." So if they could automate this, it saves on security. It's a lot safer, right? And also they can really have a lot of their manpower and where they would make most of the money, which is firearms. That's simple. So we're solving the problem.
Big problem. Man.
Yeah. Big problem. Yeah. It
How
is.
much y'all grow so far?
Well, we have 6 total machines right now. We've been, I think we launched the company, what?
So we launched it in August of last year.
Yeah.
And we got our first machines out the door right at the end of November.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So we're just right out of the gate.
Out of the gate, yeah.
But it's blowing up. I mean, we've had just yesterday we had 4 emails into us from people wanting to, see for franchise opportunities and buy machines from us to put places.
Yeah.
I mean, just the interest.
Yeah.
It's just taken off.
It's crazy. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
It's crazy. Yeah.
We even had a call with last week with one of Donald Trump's attorneys who's in.
Yeah.
And then tomorrow I'm having lunch with
That's big.
the guy from tomorrow I'm having lunch with the guy from DC that's coming down. He used to be a senator in Virginia.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's and what they're saying is you're solving a lot of problems because of the fact that if you can make it more accessible to consumers, but make it more secure and safer, we're all ears. So we kind of see whether you are going to a liberal state or a conservative state, it solves that problem.
Right.
Solves that problem. That's it.
Yeah, keeps the kids away.
There you go. And you have to be 21 years old to acquire.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where do y'all see it going in the next 5 years?
What do you think?
Well, right now we're scheduled for somewhere between 50 to 60 machines this year is the goal.
And that's just in America. It's not.
Yeah, that's pretty much will be just between Texas, Louisiana, Mississippi, and Oklahoma probably. The following year we're looking for a couple hundred more.
Yeah.
Probably double to triple that number.
Yeah.
And then after that, I mean, we're looking at how we're going to get thousands of machines out.
Yeah.
Now, how much does one of these machines cost? Just one.
Well,
A lot.
It costs a lot of money. It costs a lot of money to get it set up.
We're talking 50, 100,000.
No, it's no,
Not that much.
Not that much. No,
Okay.
no. And the thing about it is, it's a unattended vending machine.
Okay.
So the overhead is damn near zero.
Yeah, minimum. Yeah.
Zero. But at the exact same time, we see it creating jobs for individuals because of the fact that there's a logistical side, a delivery side as well. Also, people don't understand that when it comes to Amazon's valuation, a lot of the valuation comes from their logistical side, their delivery side. They have the most well-oiled machine delivery system. It's better than the U.S. Postal Service, UPS, and FedEx combined. So we've been really studying their model because we got to have the exact same thing when it comes to delivering the ammo to the grocery stores themselves. Yes. So we see a huge, huge uptick. In my opinion, I think we have $1 billion baby very easily.
And that's in the next 5 years?
I'd say close to that.
Or sooner?
Next 3 years.
I would say 5 years is probably a safer bet.
Safer bet.
Safer bet. It depends. It really depends on a couple of different factors, which is fine. But I think that Grant being the CEO, which is great.
I'm going to be on the beach at that point. Right now, if we start hitting those kind of numbers. But when you run the numbers and you look at it as it builds out, it's easy to project out those kind of numbers. I mean, the numbers really do grow that fast, but there's a learning curve with technology. Right now, we have to change the way a consumer thinks.
Yes.
Right now, they're still thinking about going to the academy. They're still thinking about whatever. So, we're getting them used to, say you're at the grocery store, you're dropping $200 or $300 for groceries.
Yeah.
Go what's another $20-$30? Grab a couple of boxes of 9mm and get out the door. So just kind of changing that behavioral pattern, get them used to the technology.
Yeah.
Doing facial recognition. There's a learning curve in that.
Yeah. It is. And it's good for the hunter as well. I was interviewing one of our partners, James Case. He's also an avid hunter. And he said, has there been any times where you didn't have enough ammo? When you go hunting, he said, all the time, specifically if I'm having a bad shooting day.
Yeah.
He said, so it's a lot more easy for me just to go 5 minutes to the street, get some ammo, and go back to it because you want to make sure that you're in the right post position for that buck or for that dove. I said, okay. He said, this solves a lot of problems versus me driving 2 or 3 hours to get the same rounds. And by that time, the buck or the deer, the buck, the dove, they're gone.
Yeah.
They're gone. So timing of the efficiency is great. The timing of it is great.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we were talking about earlier about like the government contracts.
Yeah.
You said like that's a possibility, but y'all don't have to go in that direction.
No, so we have some relationships with some key members of the government that, I mean, honestly, I can't really disclose.
That's fine.
But I mean, they're higher ups in particular military branches, and so we've talked to them about some having our machines and bringing in some of that tech into various forms and you know, in a couple of different gun club ranches that you know a lot of operators use and you know a lot of vets use on military bases themselves where they have the civilian aspect of it for the spouses in various places like that where they, you know, having machines there for them where they can buy. So we're looking at that, but you know the target really is that retail, you know, the hunter, you know, the person that's just looking for home defense, hunting, sport shooting, that kind of thing. That's primary.
Correct.
There's some other really cool things we're working on, but I'm not at liberty to talk about them. But
Okay.
Off camera.
they're off camera.
Talk about it.
Off camera. We'll talk about them.
Okay.
Off camera.
G14 classified.
Okay.
No, you know the thing about it is people want to know. The first thing they always ask us is this even legal? You know, I mean, how can you sell ammo in a grocery store? And I'm like, well, how's it any different than Walmart? And the real question is, it's legality really depends on the state you're in.
Sure.
So about 85% of the states, you don't have to have any kind of licensing
Nope.
to retail sell ammo.
Especially in Texas.
Not in Texas, not in Oklahoma.
Sure.
Now you can probably guess the states that you do.
Yeah.
California,
California,
Oregon, Washington.
you know, like
You already know them.
yeah, you know, Illinois. No.
Illinois, New York. Yeah.
But
Illinois, New York, yeah.
but so you know, once we kind of got past that hurdle, that was it. But then you know, you have this stigma of, you know, mom's, you know, pushing her kid through the grocery store and she's getting milk and eggs. You know, what's that environment like when you've got, you know, Joe Buck walking over to buy some 20 gauge? You know, and what is that kind of, you know, how does that feel? And there's some stigma there, and maybe there's some fear there because of the, you know, some of the things that we see that are happening, like, you know, what happened down here in Houston or what happened in KC recently, right? And so, you know, we have to overcome those things, and the machine really does that for you by doing all the identification checks. You know, as I explained to him, nobody's walking in that's got some kind of ill will that wants to go say they want to come in and do harm to the grocery store. They're not walking in. They're not, let me scan my ID. Let me get my facial recognition done. Let me get my box out, open it, you know, load my magazine. I mean, that really doesn't happen. That's not how those people function, you know. And so as soon as these store owners and the customers are getting their brain wrapped around that, they're like, oh yeah, this makes a lot of sense. And it's just automatic, you know, and they love it.
Let me ask you a quick question. Have you guys ever heard of a Cabela's or Dick's or Shields being robbed?
No.
Why is that?
They got great security.
Because they have ammo and firearms there. So there's a social, from a criminal standpoint. The criminal's not going to go into a Shields or a Dick's or a Cabela's. Why? Because they know that most everybody in their boy is armed. Because they have ammo and firearms there. So if you actually have an AI powered safe machine, right? That also brings a sociability there. So wait a minute, they're selling ammo at this grocery store. Wait a minute, these people may be armed. So now all of a sudden it's a kind of a deterrent to said criminals well also, if that makes some sense.
Yeah, most grocery stores have security anyway.
Some do.
So
some do.
A lot of them here in Houston they do. So
yeah, man.
To me, the concept is I can see it. I can project maybe 2.5 years. It's $1 billion. Yeah.
I'm going to go with your number. I like that.
Yeah, I like that. 2.5 years.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I'm going to report that to the board right now. And as soon as we get done with this.
2.5
He
years.
said it.
Yeah.
He said it. Yeah.
Especially after this election coming up. If some things happen. Yes, it's 2.5 years. Yeah.
Can we talk about the what's happening in California?
Go ahead, bro. Talk to me.
Oh, about the tax
tax
issue?
Go ahead, man. Talk to me.
So I was on your Instagram, and that you were like, that you had Bill O'Reilly talking.
Sure. And
then you're like commenting on what Bill O'Reilly's saying.
Sure.
And basically, they're not going to tax like the housing yet.
That's correct.
But they're going after, like, if you have artwork, like you got a Picasso or a Scott, whatever, they're going to tax you. And then even if you leave California, they're still going to follow you to like Texas or
correct.
Oh yeah, I heard.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yes.
Let me ask you, have you heard of the Dogecoin millionaire?
No.
No? Okay, that's fine. Okay. So So what do you think about that?
Well, number one, it's unconstitutional.
Mm.
It has not been passed yet. It's still in bill form. And Governor Gavin Newsom of California has said that he will not sign it, but I don't believe that at all
Mm-hmm.
because of the fact that he just actually approved for what they call, I think it's called Cow Care, which is the same as Medicare, for them to cover illegal immigrants. How are they going to pay for that? Where's the money coming from? California is in the red, $100 billion. So how do governments make their money? They don't originate goods or services, right? They make their money via taxes. So, what do? Well, you got to pass some type of wealth tax. They're correct. They have exempt in that bill real estate. And notice this was written by not only the congressman in California and the assembly people in California, but also lobbyists. Okay, so they drafted this bill together. So they're saying real estate is off base. But what's not off base? Paintings, your dog, cryptocurrency. Hello. Right? Gold, silver. So go on down the line. Any asset that can increase in value, they can tax you on that. And this is what they're going to do. They're going to say, hey, Mario, how much is that car? You'll say, man, I think my car's worth about, and you go to Kelly Blue Book, pull it out, get it appraised, it's $20,000. They're going to say, nah, they're going to employ a state attorney, right? And they're going to say, nope, Mario, we think it's worth $30,000. You lied to us. You committed fraud. That's why there's a fraud act in there. You committed fraud because we say it's worth 30, but we don't care about the licensed appraiser. It don't matter to us. We say it's worth 30. So now we got to tax you on $10,000. So now they're going to say, what else do you actually have? So they're going to go down the line of all your assets for them to tax you. Because why? They have to make money somehow. Make money somehow. Let me give you an example of this getting done. President Trump, New York. What happened there?
Man, they doing them bad.
So what happened there? A judge, a state judge, said, I don't care about the appraisal. I don't care about the county appraisal district a clerk from Florida saying it's worth this, Mar-a-Lago. I said it's worth $18 million. Now we know it's worth about $1.5 billion, $1.5 billion. $18 million. Makes no sense at all, period. You committed fraud. So we have to tax you on that money. So what that judge did mirrors the exact same language in that California bill. That's not by mistake. If they can go after this man, who are you?
Yeah. It just pawns on the
Very simple. And they can follow you worldwide. And if you actually lived in California for a certain amount of time, whether it be full-time, part-time, or temporary, and they define what those words mean, you can be taxed still. They'll follow you.
Does this affect people that lived like in 2006?
Potentially. It's called retroactive. Yes, it can.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
he lived in California for a little bit.
Yes, it can. It hasn't been passed yet.
Okay.
But again, you're dealing with individuals that are trying to find ways to tax you more. And California has the highest tax rate in the country.
They have to do it because there's so much fleeing from California, right?
Yeah.
They're already broke anyway.
Yes.
And now the tax base is mass exodus, right? They're going everywhere from Nevada, Arizona, Texas, Florida. I mean, they're heading out. So that drop off in tax base, and what do? They have the immigration problem coming across the border, which now is tripled because of what Abbott's doing here. Well, they can't tax them.
No, they
Yeah,
can't.
they have no money.
Right. So that they increase the drain on the system.
Yes.
So now that tax dollar that they do have remaining is worth less,
Correct.
spread out across the new population coming in.
Correct.
So they got to go chase taxes. They got to go chase people down and find a way to tax them.
How y'all feel about the immigration problem?
It's terrible.
I saw, I forgot what state it was. They're gonna give them $1,000 a month, and
That's
then
New York.
that was New York.
New York,
And then
$5,000.
And then they built this whole complex for them to stay rent free.
Yes,
New
New
York.
New York.
How y'all feel
New York.
How y'all
New
feel about
York.
the?
It's trash. It's garbage.
Okay.
But this is done by design. This is not by. This is not me making it up. They've said it. I have videos of them saying. They've said it. It's their plan.
Yeah. So they did this. They did this in Europe, right? So they did this in Europe in the Mediterranean. Allowing the Islamic countries to migrate in.
Yes.
And they've done this before. Now there's a couple of different reasons for it. Right. So it takes 2.1 children to maintain a population. Okay. Now, roughly when you get to around 1.6, 1.7 children per family, consistently, you cannot recover the population. The population will start to die off. Your culture
End
will
up like
die.
China. Yeah.
So so what happened over in those countries over there, in the Mediterranean, over in Europe, they were getting down like Greece and countries like that. They were getting down that 1.3 range, unrecoverable. So the economies are going to crash. They don't have the labor pool. They got an aging population. They don't have new generations coming up. So they allow immigration in to keep labor pool up. Now the United States has been sitting around 2.1, hovering for a long time, right at the limit. And somewhat historically, some of that border let through was for that, was to keep that population rate economically serving us effectively, right? Because just maintaining jobs, and a lot of jobs that average everyday Americans weren't taking, and so that that was pretty much it. This is different. This is a whole different play now. What's going on here? This is more political. This is to establish. Think about it. If they establish enough people in certain key states, a voting block with the electoral college, you never become a single party country.
Never lose.
Yeah.
Never lose.
It happens every election year. It seems like when it's the presidential election, they open the borders, let more people in. It's all by design, like.
And to be honest with you, it wounds a lot of black people. It wounds us because of the fact that we voted for Democrats so many times to where now they're trying to replace us. Because who's complaining in Chicago? Black people.
Yeah.
Who's complaining in New York?
Black people.
Black people.
California.
Black people. We got to replace these fools. We got to replace these guys. Because I'm like, no. So now that I believe the black vote is up for grabs now.
What you think Trump is going to do? Because he's black people majority of the time they're voting Democratic. So what you think he's going to do in this situation?
I think he's going to do a better job at asking for the black vote. First time he asked for it, it was trash, but he got the most votes in Republican history. I was like, this is crazy. How you do that?
That's right.
But I think he's going to. He already said he's going to campaign, do a rally in the Bronx, Brooklyn. So he's going to what black folks said. I think in Chicago, he's going to that and saying, "Hey, I want to get your vote. Well, how can I get your vote?" And the thing about it is, hey, I also have to say, black folks, hey, make both sides earn our vote. Make them earn it. What you gonna do for me and my community? I don't want no lip service. I need tangibles. What are you going to do? I don't need nothing for free. I just need what are you going to do for us, and have what you want down. And say I want this. I'm talking about this. I'm talking about anybody running for Congress, Senate, state Congress, state Senate, the governor, the county clerk, the president. You name it. Have it down. We want X, Y, Z. But make sure what you're asking for is not going to wound you if they give it to you.
Yeah, and echoing that about the wound part. Yeah. That's where I was going. So I have a large history of martial arts, and along those lines, I trained with a gentleman who was a Russian Spetsnaz military guy. And one day we were talking about this. He goes, it could be so easy to run for president in your country because I've already seen it happen growing up in the former USSR. He goes, I would just run on the campaign that I'm going to give everybody free cable and a free cell phone.
Wow.
And he goes, and I'd win. I'm like, man, he's not wrong. Yeah. The problem is once they start talking free, okay, it's a bait and switch. Yes. It's the bait, right? You're setting the hook because you're taking the free, but then just what's happening out in California, tax, because they have to pay for it. It's not free.
No, it's not.
No, it's not free.
Free is not free.
No.
It's not
the only thing that's free in this world is your work ethic.
That's it.
And ready to get out there and work and earn.
That's why I respect you, Mario, man, when it came to real estate, man. You're like, yo, I own 11 properties. I'm cash flowing. I own a number of properties, man. Didn't nobody have to give you anything for free. You went out and made it. Now, don't get it twisted. I'm not saying that, hey, there can't be an environment to where our dollar can go a lot further. I agree with that. But don't tell me I need some help. I'll let you know if I need help. There's a reason why I'm a multimillionaire. It's not because I said I need help. I didn't have any credit growing up. My mom and dad didn't teach me anything about business, credit, finance, nothing. I had to go learn it on my own. I had to go learn it on my own. And now I'm like, now I'm saying, okay, let me teach my people the exact same thing. Hey, ask for the help if you need it, right? If no one comes to help you out, man, go make it happen. Go get it in, man. Ain't nobody stopping you but you. You alone. That's why I respect you, brother. When I got assets, not displaying you every single way where you work or not. That's powerful. That's called financial freedom. Oh, that's called.
Thank you.
For sure. For sure.
What other business ventures y'all plan on doing, or y'all done with the ammo?
I'm gonna get him back into politics.
Okay. I don't.
I'm gonna get
right.
Yeah. I ran his last campaign, but we're really gonna run the next one. We're gonna run harder.
Oh, for real?
Right now I'm good. I did run from the Texas House in 2022.
Okay.
I lost in the primary, but after I lost,
That's a long story. We'll save for another day.
But after I lost, the party was like, we chose the wrong candidate. I said, it's okay. It wasn't my time. I'm okay. Now you owe me though. Now I got power now. Because now you come to me for money, for endorsements. That's going to cost you. It's called chess, not checkers. Chess, we have to learn how to play chess. That's why I have a podcast called the Counter Move Podcast. What is your counter move? Someone does X, what's your counter move to the Y? Business is war. It's war.
Yeah, I learned that the hard way.
Business is war.
Yeah.
I mean, people are trying to take you out, not because you're a threat, but because you are a possible threat because of your success. Whenever I heard I think it was a professor from an Ivy League school, so if you want to hide something from black people, put it in the book. I said, you told me the wrong thing, big dog. Well, I'm going to read every book on the planet now. Told me the wrong thing. And sadly, unfortunately, in some contexts, he's right. Because we gotten so focused on being on Instagram, Facebook, to where CEOs read at least 4 books a month. 4. I know a pastor, well-known pastor, multimillionaire in Dallas. He reads 2 books a week. A week. He's the most silent millionaire that you're ever going to meet. Silent. But I mean, rolling in the dough. And the thing about it is, it's not because of the local church, because of his investments. And he passed it down to his kids. Because why? He said, the Bible's very clear. Romans 12:2, renewing of your mind. How do I renew my mind? I have to what? Read some books. Get under some discipleship, some mentorship. Say, hey, how do I do this here? Don't be afraid to work for free. If you want to work for someone, right? Work for someone that's already excellent in the arena you want to be in, but work for free. How can I serve you? And to serve them, just serve them and just be a sponge. Be a sponge. That's it. That's how we learn. Am I right? Am I right, Graham?
That's it.
That's it, man.
You know, it's Goodwill Hunting. Why do I need to go to school? And I got a public library right here. It's got everything.
Yeah.
All the same text in there.
Yeah.
Go read.
Yeah.
I always ask all my guests y'all got kids, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Would you be mad if your kids didn't want to be an entrepreneur, like they wanted like a 9 to 5?
No.
Yeah. So mine, I've got 22 and one at 20. You know, one of them's got that entrepreneurial side to him, and he's doing that. He day trades, and you know, he's got some other things that he's working on. My other one, you know, he's on scholarship at seminary. You know, he's going to preach. So, you know, I'm good with either one. I'm good with whatever they choose.
For me, no, because they're not me. They're wired differently than me. My 15-year-old girl, she's Gabby. She has ADHD. And so I've learned how her mind works. So I'm falling more in love with learning, okay, how does she wired? She's very good in music and theater. So I said, that's your gifting. So Daddy's investing all this capital there to get you right. I'm literally negotiating to buy a network, a television network, because I don't want to go to Hollywood. I wanted to be able to do it here, but do it in a way that's honoring to the Lord. But at the exact same time, if she wants to own something, she got something. My 11-year-old, she's my engineer. She loves solving problems. So she's wired differently than my 15-year-old. So now she's really good in athletics, tennis, and cross country. Baby, here you go. No problem. I won't invest any money at all in for you to play with nothing. Either you're gonna do it or not, and we're gonna do it at an excellent level. So that's how I do it. So if they want to do 9 to 5, baby, do what you gotta do. Right?
Yeah, you bring up asking about the kids is an interesting thought, because if you really want to change, we always think of wealth in this really short window of time that is our life, right? But if you look at the really, really wealthy people, it's generational.
Yeah.
So you got to think long term. You got to think generational. You can't think about, I want this car, I want these are all good things. If you can get there, you can get that house, you can get that car, have those vacations, et cetera, et cetera. But what's even bigger is when you start instilling in the kids and building a generational wealth. So you take that wisdom and that knowledge and you give it to them. And we talk about, reading the books or mentorship. I mean, that's one thing I do, with my sons. I give them things to read. We have discussions all the time. We talk business. We talk church. We talk whatever. We're always involved together. That's greatly missing in our culture, especially for men. Men have fallen off the map to step up and then create that generational wealth. And then we wonder why the family just stays in the same cycle that it is there. Well, I grew up that way. My dad grew up that way. His dad grew up the way. No. Somebody's got to break the pattern and change it, So, it begins in circles like this with groups like us that are willing to talk about it, put it out there for others to think about, and get them involved.
Yeah, there's two different types of workers. You have an entrepreneur and an intrapreneur. Entrepreneurs was one of the most well-known people in the world. I want to be an entrepreneur. But one of the most effective people in the world is an intrapreneur, a good manager. Someone like, for instance, the CEO can be an entrepreneur, but can also be an intrapreneur, someone that works in the business. Entrepreneur works on the business itself. Two different disciplines there, right? So for me, as a CEO, I could be a great CEO. But I decided not to be a CEO. Like, Grant is a better CEO for this than I am. So I work on the business while he's working in the business. So that's how we kind of work well together also. And I would say this here for those that are listening to this great podcast. One of the most wealthiest places in the world is the graveyard.
Yeah, I heard that.
Because there's so much wealth that was not shared with the world. Your gift is not for you, it's for the world. It's that you are just a conduit for the gift. So stop robbing the world of what they need. Your gift. That's it. That's it. Yeah.
Good.
You got any more questions?
No, I'm listening.
You got any questions, bro? Holla at us. We here. We in this thing.
I'm taking all this in. Just taking it all.
Okay. You said you never like I was telling you about going to Dubai. Like, there's not enough money for you to like leave somewhere else besides living in Dallas.
Good question. Money does not drive me. Vision does. Vision picks everything for me. It picked my wife. It picked my house. It picked the business that I invest in. It picks my music. It picks what I watch on TV. It picks everything. If money drives me, I will never be fulfilled. Never will. Vision chooses everything for me. It chooses what circles I get involved. It chooses who I actually allow to speak into my life. Vision does. Too many people are driven by material wealth, and once they achieve it, it either crushes them and they're not happy at all. For me, material wealth is a wonderful thing to actually have, because I've been broke and I'm rich. But at the exact same time, that doesn't bring happiness to me. Fulfillment of the vision does. That does. So when Grant came to me about American Rounds, I said, fits up in the vision. Let's get it. No problem. And he and I actually have some great conversations about what we can do. He's at nature. We've had some shouting matches too. We call them loud discussions. But good health.
It's usually me getting loud about something. He's got to calm me down.
I'm like, yo, but calm down,
but yeah,
breathe a little bit. But that's good.
Yes, I'm getting to a beach someday. I'm just gonna say it. It's not gonna be Dubai. There's enough great places in this country. I'm gonna stay here probably. Yeah. But I'm with him. I mean, it's about building something for me. There's something about having this idea in your head, and then you start to put it on paper, and you're starting to give life to it. You're starting to create it. And the next thing you know, you're talking to people, and you're raising the money, and things are moving. You got suppliers, and all of a sudden, there's this one little concept and idea is now an operating machine and has life.
Yeah.
It's building. That's what drives me. I mean, that's what drives me on everything that I'm doing.
I invest. A wise man plans for his children's children. My investment is not for me or for my kids; it's for their kids' kids.
What scripture is that? I forgot. So
It's some Proverbs. I forget the scripture, but I'll text it over to you. The wise man plans for his children's children.
Okay.
And I'll bring it up to today's time frame as far as the saying. What people plan for 3 generations. Both people plan for Saturday night. What are you planning for? If you're planning for Saturday night, you're broke. If you're planning for 3 generations, you will attract currency. As long as you're presenting value, money will always chase you. Never chase the money. Have the money chase you by always presenting value.
Presenting value.
Every single time. If you do that, you'll never be broke ever again. Ever. But learn how to present value.
Okay. You ever plan on running for president?
Well, if the Lord says so, yes. If he says so, if he says no, no. I've been asked to run for 2 additional offices. I've said no. I've been asked to run for Texas Senate, for U.S. Senator. I've said no. So
he's gonna say yes soon. I'm working on it.
Yes.
I'm working on it.
If the Lord,
we got to
says
jump
yes,
back in it.
Yes, if he says no, no, and it's that simple for me. That simple.
Well, I'm gonna ask y'all the either or question.
Okay.
And then guess we'll leave it right
Okay.
there. Flips or rentals?
Rentals.
Wholesaling or rental property?
Rental properties.
Rental property, Airbnb.
Rental properties.
Stocks or NFTs?
Stocks.
Stocks or crypto?
Crypto.
Sorry?
I don't know. I'm 50-50 on that one right now.
50-50?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think we're going to see some crypto regulation that's going to make people second guess all that.
Maybe.
Okay. Money or equity?
Equity.
2 million followers or rental property?
Rental properties.
Yeah, rental properties.
Rental property.
Oh, hold on.
2 million followers.
It depends on the business model.
It could just be your Instagram and then you got 2 million followers.
Oh, rental property.
Rental property?
Yeah, rental properties.
Okay. Tour or Airbnb?
Tour. I'm not a bit. I don't like Airbnb. The Airbnb model, I don't like it.
You don't like it at all?
I'm not a big fan of running a house like it's a hotel.
Okay.
That's just not our model. Not saying it won't work. In this economy, it won't work at all. I mean, Airbnb is damn near dead, but I'm not a big fan of it now.
Neither.
Okay. LLC or S corp?
In this day and time, because they just passed a LLC law, S corp.
Yeah, I was going to say S corp. I think there's more you can do with it long term.
Business account or regular account?
Business account.
Business account.
Okay. We didn't talk about the shoes.
Trump shoes.
Yeah, the Trump
Go
shoes.
ahead.
So you said they're trash, but it was a great move.
Oh yeah. They're ugly as hell. Ugly looking. I would never use with those shoes on ever at all. I don't care if someone gives it to me. I will burn them. They're horrible. They're trash.
I'm gonna get you some.
I won't burn them. I'll probably sell them to about from $400 to $600. What it may be. I'll make some money on it, but I won't ever wear them. But it's a good move for him because of the fact that it was a play on the culture. He knows how to read the culture.
Mm-hmm.
He knows how to read the psyche of the consumer.
You think he thought about that, or you think his financial advisor?
He thought about that.
He thought about that.
He did.
Okay.
He did.
Because he went to like the summit, the shoe summit and everything.
Yeah.
Like,
The hip hop community
that was like genius.
loved Trump before
Told
they
y'all.
loved him.
They did.
Yeah, they loved him, man.
That's
Trump was
that's
everywhere.
that's the funny thing about it, right?
Everywhere.
That's the thing about it.
They love.
He does understand people.
He does.
I mean, there's no doubt he
He
understands
has
culture. and
Billboard
people.
songs
I
with
heard
his
it.
name in them.
I heard Barbara Corcoran, one of the Sharks.
Mhm.
She was in the beginning of her career. She was actually selling one of Trump's buildings, and he actually had a Chinese company come in. They wanted to buy one of the buildings, and so she's in there with Donald, and Donald's talking about another building, not the building that they're here to buy, but he's selling, and he was like, she was like, Donald is gonna mess this deal up. She said, and I really needed to sell. So it turns out that the Chinese buyer bought that building and the other building as well at the exact same time.
Mhm.
He knew his audience. He knew it, and she made a killer commission on it. Killer commission.
Mm.
He knows what he's doing. Does he make mistakes? Yes, he's a man. But when it came to the sneaker play, I was like, man,
That was smart.
That's
look at the
funny.
numbers, man. $399, $400, right?
Yep.
They sold out in 1 hour.
And then they can't even get it till the summer, till like September, and that was cool.
How many did he sell?
He a
So,
million. It was a million,
was
huh?
a
A million?
I think it was a million.
1 million. Do the math.
Yeah, yeah.
400 times 1 million is what?
The money he needs to pay that fine.
Ooh.
That's what he did.
Mm.
He's
Take
a
your
smart
tail,
man.
brother. I mean, that dude, that
He's a
man,
smart man.
he's one of the smartest businessmen that I've ever
Mhm.
seen in real life, like seen on TV,
Mhm.
real life. He's smart. It's crazy.
So you think he's gonna win?
I think he'll win. It's going to be a battle, though. It's going to be a battle.
Think
gonna be-
close between him and who?
It's gonna be a landslide win.
I think that there's a possibility Biden is going to run. I answered this way. If Biden is the nominee, the Dems know he's probably going to lose. And so the play
It's
is
gonna be the Kamala.
the play is they are already planning for riots.
Mhm.
It's coming.
Mm-hmm.
So what they'll do is allow him to win, manufacture chaos.
Mhm.
In 2028, they win it back, right? If they don't want him to win, don't be surprised if Nikki Haley goes over to become a Democrat. This is my opinion, or Michelle Obama comes out and runs.
So you think Michelle's gonna run?
There's rumor.
Yeah,
There's a
I
rumor.
heard that, but I don't think she's not in this election.
I don't think she will as well because of the fact that if she loses,
Real? What
Yeah.
about Kamala?
come on, I mean,
No, she's got lower ratings than Biden does.
Oh,
she is not.
Yeah.
I,
she didn't have it.
nah, it's just not. She's not. She's the vice president, so I'm not going to disrespect her at all.
Mhm.
But at the exact same time, she's not a good candidate.
Mm.
She's not. She's not.
Her
It's-
likability ratings are
it's-
so bad.
Okay.
You know, and that's the problem in day and age today. It's a likability
I can feel
contest, honestly, right? So people didn't like Trump, like his mean tweets. We got to get him out of there.
Mhm.
It's whether you're likable or not.
Mm.
Her likability rating's
So I
terrible.
think Michelle will do it. I don't think she will because of the fact that of the Obama name is so great right now. If she loses to Donald Trump,
So
man, and she doesn't really like politics. She likes
You
being
talking
behind,
Michelle, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
and she doesn't like politics. She likes to be behind the scenes.
Mm-hmm.
So I kind of see Biden being the nominee, right? And then they say, hey, we're just gonna let him have it, and hopefully something happen, and we can maybe get kick the Senate and get the House.
You think Hillary might run again, or you think she's
No.
done?
No, I mean she's so unlikable. She's even worse than Kamala.
Yeah, that's true too.
man.
She was she was close. She was real close.
She was close, man. But for you to lose to a first-time politician, and you've had this
That's
tenure,
unheard of. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, come on. And she lost bad.
Yeah.
It wasn't about a couple. No, it was bad. It was bad. Now she's done. She's done. She's more of she's kind of like a kingmaker now.
Mm-hmm.
That's her.
Kingmaker. Explain what a kingmaker is.
Well, she's someone that's behind the scenes, making and molding a candidate. So they ask her for her help,
Mhm.
her assistance, her cash, her connections.
Okay.
She's making and molding.
Right.
Like for instance,
Quid pro quo.
yeah,
Okay.
she's making and molding somebody. Like Gavin Newsom. Gavin was probably the number one until he went on until he debated DeSantis. DeSantis destroyed him.
Okay.
It was bad. I'm like, you went on Fox News and debated DeSantis. And it was a fair debate,
Mm-hmm.
but DeSantis destroyed him with facts.
Mm-hmm.
Now, he's a better orator than DeSantis is, but DeSantis from factual-wise destroyed him. He's like, look at California, look at Florida. And this was the line that got me. It's when DeSantis said, and you know what? I got a phone call from somebody from California saying, hey, they're moving to Florida and thank you so much. And that was actually Gavin Newsom's father-in-law. And I was like, oh my God, it's over. It's over. It's done. It's done.
Okay. You have more questions?
We'll see soon enough,
Oh,
won't we?
man,
We will.
I'm just here, man.
Just here.
I'm just here listening.
I'm
man.
just here, man. I'm just here,
Taking
man.
all
Okay,
this
can
in,
y'all
man.
tell everybody where they can find y'all at?
You find me my first and last name, Ladale Buggs, on all platforms. There's two with 2 G's. All platforms. Just follow me. I have a podcast called the County Move Podcast that comes out every Thursday at 8:30. I'm actually doing one tonight. It's already pre-recorded already about the shocking truth about the college monopoly system.
You say.
Yeah, just if you want to find us, just reach out to AmericanRounds.com. You know, it's got all of our social connections. You get caught up with that. Follow us. You can email us through that site, and it'll come right. It'll get to me.
Thank you, fellas, for coming out.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you.
Really do appreciate it.
Wonderful, man. Thank you guys so much.
Thank you.